I know you've heard a lot of people talk about living in the matrix. In this video, we're going in depth on what that means and how to unplug from it. If you've seen the movie The Matrix, you know that Neo was given a choice to take the red or the blue pill. The blue symbolizing that he stay in his current consciousness and go back to the everyday grind and slavery into the system. But if he chose the red pill, he would get a chance to unplug from the system and learn the truth. But how you see the world through your eyes and the five senses that society has allowed you to explore is just the tip of the iceberg. In the age of technology, we are constantly complaining about our children and ourselves becoming addicted to screen time. We have it right in the palm of our hands, and we're consuming large amounts of ideologies and what we see as the truth from the mainstream media, which is controlled by only 6 corporations. Where we get our information from doesn't necessarily give us a diversified perspective to properly educate ourselves, and therefore we fall short of being able to expand our awareness in the new territories. The term waking up is now being coined because of the newly rising frequencies on the planet that encourage our expansion. As we've touched on in my other videos, the collective is rising up our vibrations, and because of this, we're now detaching from our slumber states and seeing that we have allowed our consciousness to be controlled by being told what is good and bad, and how we should be subservient to grasp on the dream of happiness by external forces. After Neo's red pilled, he starts to explore different programs that he has been a part of and new programs that he can now see for what they are. Simulations to control the masses. Think of it this way, right now you're so engaged in this video that your consciousness is focusing only on the screen. Take a moment to put your awareness on your body and your environment right now. Breathe. Take a look around you and realize that I'm only an aspect of your mind. Wiggle your toes for a second. You didn't even remember that you had a body until now because of being so immersed in the video that you literally jumped into my program, right? I could feed you all kinds of information and you'd never know if it were real or not until you actually unplugged and got out into nature to feel the breeze on your skin and remember that you are not a part of this technology. But it felt like it, didn't it? Now you realize that your consciousness is being locked into programs and your body doesn't matter. This is also carried on by your consciousness into reality like a virus. How many times have we all talked about changing the way we look or hurting our own bodies because we wanted to look like another person? We are fed the information that we are shown, and we carry that into our lives and into others' lives, such as our children. For years, I told my kids that I didn't like my nose or that I needed a tummy tuck. I never realized what I created inside of them while I was doing this. One of my children became anorexic when she was a teenager. I constantly told her that she was beautiful, but I didn't really know what I had done until one day we were sitting in therapy and she told me that she had always thought that I was the most beautiful person on the planet and that she wanted to look like me, but that I was always telling her how fat I was and how I hated things about myself. No wonder she was hurting herself in this way. I was teaching her to be like me, and that meant that she had to take all of the programs that I had made my own. Let me tell you a story. When I was a little girl, I got braids in my hair. You see, my favorite movie when I was 14 years old was the movie Poetic Justice. I wanted so badly to look like Janet Jackson because I thought she was so beautiful. I tortured myself because clearly I didn't have the same features as her, but all I knew was my image of what I thought beauty was. Of course, I was made fun of and told that I was trying to be something else. I look back at this memory and thought to myself, this is what I did to my own child. I made her look outside of herself because I was doing the same. I was trying to reach beauty as something that I didn't possess. I might have different features, but I'm really starting to enjoy learning about myself. Who am I? Who is the one that's observing my creations? I am. How different would our world look if we let go of needing to fix ourselves to feel good? In this way, we can create such beauty around us. What is beauty anyway? What do you see when you look at me? Do you see my skin color? Do you see my hair? Do you see beauty, or do you see that I'm ugly? Who does it matter to? Beauty is subjective anyway, right? Who are we teaching our children to look up to? People that we see as beautiful or people that we know as love? This is another form of division. Who we see as beautiful doesn't have to be the same as everyone else. Likewise, we should create our own beauty by the way we feel. We process images and then we create. So what we see in the world, we're manifesting and mirroring for others to copy. This is a programming virus. There's a story about a warrior that was captured in battle. He was imprisoned for years, and then, before his death, his captors took him to the border of his land and took off his blindfold. "Say goodbye to your land," they said. The warrior dropped to his knees at the beauty of his country, and tears streamed down his face. "Oh, how beautiful my land is," he cried. "I fought for this land, and I'm willing to die for it." His captors looked around and then said to the warrior, "I'm sorry, we were wrong about the border of your land. We need to move up a few more miles before we get there." Now, what does this story tell you? What are you fighting for? Who do you belong to? Who told you that this is yours and this is not yours, and if it's worthy of your love and attention? We are taught that we are successful when we have a nice car or a nice house because we are told what we need to create in order to bring us happiness. The program is already shaped for you instead of creating it for yourself. This is also subjective. What I surround myself with doesn't need to match yours. What if I look in the mirror and what I see is not really me? What happens if I look at you and I don't see you at all? Are you in love with yourself or are you in love with your reflection? Because your reflection is also subjective. Do you know who you are? Or do you think you know who your reflection is? Consciousness doesn't die, remember? So you have been every single race, every animal, every planet, every mineral. Physical reality is an illusion. So in this way, you can start to understand that there is no such thing as division. We are all one, which brings me back to this. Do you want to know how to escape the matrix? Close your eyes and go within. Let go of your programmed thoughts and what you were told and use the gifts that you were born with and lead that way. Listen to the hearts of others instead of what you see, because too much of that is an illusion. Learn to love the one that is bringing you consciousness in order to expand. Be aware of your energy. What type of frequency are you projecting out into the world in order to create? Are you projecting love or are you projecting fear? Just like the movie, you are the one because you are everything. Create your reality and expand your consciousness to evolve and to shine bright. You are light. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. Love and light, welcome to your ascendance, and I'll see you on the next video.